Welcome to my kitchen, everyone. I'm so excited to be able to talk to you today about how to make elderberry syrup. When I go to the markets and I'm selling my kits, which this is one of my elderberry kits, it's amazing when I tell people that you make this, that this is something that you make versus buying just the elderberry syrup pre-made. And I get this deer in the headlights look from so many people as though there's just no way that they feel comfortable making this themselves. I think we've gotten away from, making stuff in the kitchen. So let me just tell you, we've got a saucepan. You want a pan that will hold 5 cups of water. Really simple. 5 cups of water. Let me just go ahead and fill up my cup here. I have this pot filler above my stove, and it's kind of funny. When I first started to use it, I forgot to put something underneath it, and that made quite a mess. So since then, I've been a lot more careful about how I use this, but it's handy. So we're going to put, this is a 4 cup, so we're going to put one of these and then add an additional cup of water. And then to this, if you're using the kit, you just take out the oxygenator, you take out the strainer bag that I've included, and you just dump. But if you're not using the kit and you're using your own elderberries or you're using your own herbs, this is how you make it. 1 cup of elderberries. I use freeze-dried elderberries. American elderberries are the best. Most of the elderberries, 95% that's coming to us and being purchased on Amazon or your grocery store, are coming from Europe. That is Sambuca nigra. If that's what the name on the back of your ingredient list is, those are from Europe. They are higher in carcinogens, which means they need to be cooked for about an hour in order to lower that so that they're safe to eat. Now, the American elderberry can be eaten right off the tree, so it is safe, doesn't need to be cooked very long, which makes the compounds, the immunity, much higher. And then I use a high quality freeze-dried elderberry that comes from a farm in Missouri. And that is the equivalent of a fresh berry because they are taken off the tree, immediately freeze-dried, and when they're rehydrated, it's just like having fresh berries. They haven't dropped their medicinal value much at all. A dehydrated berry will drop about 30 to 40% in its medicinal value. So those are things to take into mind when you're purchasing your products. And also where they come from. You want to know that they're safe, and they do really they're not adulterated in any way. Let me talk about what is in this blend that I have already put together. If you have the kit, you've got this all done. Let me see, we're going to be starting off with echinacea, which is right here. Some of this I purchased, but some of it I got from my yard. And I just dug up a 3-year-old or older echinacea plant, dried the roots, I dehydrated it, and here we go. This is great for seasonal allergies, for stress. It's good for the respiratory system, and it encourages strong, balanced immune response. And then we have rose hips. I found some rose hips down the road when I was driving, and I actually picked some. If you pick them after your first freeze, the cell wall bursts open, and they're great to make teas out of. So these are dried rose hips that I purchased, and we're going to put those in because they are high in vitamin C and antioxidants. They protect your cells and they support immunity. The next ingredient that we're going to put in this immune boosting formula is cinnamon. Cinnamon is a warming spice. It supports healthy circulation, digestion, our blood sugar balance, and it adds rich, comforting flavor. Everybody loves the flavor of cinnamon. The next thing we put in is cloves. This just reminds me of, I don't know, Christmas. Putting this, stuffing this in the ham. Cloves is really amazing. It has eugenol in it, and that is used as a pain reliever. People put it on in salve that you put on your teeth to relieve tooth pain. It also is packed with antioxidants and natural antimicrobial properties. It helps soothe the throat, so it also helps when you're getting sick and you get a sore throat. This helps. And then we put in star anise, And I think God has such a creative sense of humor when he made these beautiful stars. It smells amazing, like licorice, and it has that flavor. It's antiviral compounds in it, and it supports respiratory wellness. And then we have astragalus. Astragalus is a gentle adaptogen, which helps to support our systems when we're exposed to stress, and it helps to build strong immunity and boost vitality. It just gives us resilience in this cold season that we're coming into. And then ginger. Ginger is like something you should probably put in a whole lot of dishes. It eases your digestion, it helps with inflammation, and it's warming. It's a warming herb, spicy compound that supports immunity and helps the body fight off seasonal discomforts. So that is what we have in this blend. So then we're just going to take this, and if you have the kit, you'll have already dumped the entire thing into your pan. Simple, easy peasy. So now we're going to just turn on our burner, and we're going to bring this to a low boil or a simmer. I'm going to give it a little stir. All right. So I have already done one. Here it is. It has already come to a low simmer, and I turn the burner off and I put the lid on. And what I'm going to do is walk away from this. If you've got lots of chores to do, just go do something. You could pick this up in the evening, like 6-7 hours later. No big rush. The longer it steeps, the richer it's going to become with all of the compounds coming out of those herbs into the water. So now we're heating this up. Once that's done, we're going to put the lid on it and just set it. And then when this has come after like 6 hours, whatever, 3 hours is fine too. But after that has come down to around 100 degrees or room temperature, then you're going to take your honey. Try to get local honey if you can do that. Take this entire bottle, which is 1 pound of honey, pour it in, stir it. Well, hold on, back up. What we want to do first is we want to strain out the herbs. That would make it much better. So take your little strainer cloth, kind of do this carefully. You can put it in one of these if you want, or if you have a sieve or whatever, put it in here. I put it over a bowl and then gently pour the liquid through here, collecting the herbs in here. And then once you get all the herbs in here, all you can do is pull the drawstring on this, squeeze out, and then make a cup of tea with this. Don't waste those herbs. And then this is a reusable bag, so you have that to use in the future. So once that is strained out of the herbs, then take your honey, mix it in really well, and then you can put it in your jars. I have these 16-ounce jars that I reuse. You can use glass jars, plastic jars, whatever you have in your house. And if you're, what I do is whatever I don't use, I freeze. And then it comes out fresh when I need it, because it'll last about a month in the refrigerator. So if you're going to freeze it, just fill it up within about a ½ inch to an inch of the top. Same with the glass, especially with the glass. That way you're not going to have it expand and burst in your freezer, which is kind of a mess. So let me just tell you about our kits. This is complete. Everything is in here. All you have to do is put your 5 cups of water and dump in, bring to a low boil, and then put the lid on and walk away. So there you go. That's everything you need, and then you just add this on. Now, between now and the end of December, this is on sale. Normally it's $30. It makes 52 ounces when you purchase your honey also. I am selling it from now to the end of December for $25. Now, I do have limited supply of this, so I would suggest if you want some, you stock up now. And if I run out, I will still honor the sale price and fill your order in January. Also, get your honey. Instead of $14, this is $12 now. So it's quite a savings. It's $7 off the complete kit. And you can get as many of those as you need, because that would make enough for one person for 3 months. These make great Christmas gifts for everybody. So if you want to give a thoughtful gift that will help somebody with their health through this season, here you go. Now, if you know some moms, this is the homeschool mom in me coming out. I'm always thinking of ways to do something fun with the kids and teach them something along the way. So if you have a family that you know needs some boost in their elderberries, this is a perfect kit. You use the kit that we just talked about making. It has the gummy bear molds with it. It has the gelatin measured out, pre-measured out to make 1 cup of the, take 1 cup of the liquid and add that to it. And then you just take the eyedropper and you put it into the gummy molds. And I will have another video doing that so you can see how simple that is and how much fun. And then you can tell the kids about the various herbs and how they're going to help and everything. It's a great learning experience. So all of those kits are on sale right now till the end of December. And it looks to me like my syrup is, there it is. It's coming right there. That's all we have is a very low boil. I do not want to cook out all the goodies. Putting on the lid, turning it off. I just put together a wonderful cup of tea that's using all of our tea blend that we have: oat straw, yarrow, lemon balm, elderberry, elderflower, echinacea, rosehip. All of this is in here. This is not only boosting your immune system, but it's relaxing. Lemon balm is one cup of tea you should have before you go to bed, and add a little passion flower in it. It will help you sleep. So this is what I have put together in my, where's my pot? Where did I put it? Anyway, I have a teapot. Oh, here it is, sorry. I have a teapot right here, and I got this from Amazon. I love it. It's perfect size for me. I could be drinking this throughout the day. Just fill this strainer with this entire package, and then you can just refrigerate it in between. You can drink it cold also. And then when it's, once again, when it's room temperature, add your honey to it, and you'll have a delicious cup of tea. Or you can use the 5 strainer bags that I've put in here that are disposable. 1 teaspoon each will make 1 cup. So I'd just like to tell you all about that. And in the meantime, I am going to have myself a cup of tea and try to boost my immune system so I don't get sick. Because this Thanksgiving, we are going to be having 30 people over at my house. And then just a couple weeks later, we're going to be going on a cruise, exposed to who knows what. And then after that, we're going to be having 40 people over for Christmas. So if you are like me and you're exposed to a lot in this season, please get your kits. Be healthy.